Okay, hi guys. What we're gonna be learning in this video is we are gonna be learning how to do conic sections, specifically circles. I don't think I've gone over these because, obviously, this is something you learn in pre-calculus if you're in high school. You may learn it in algebra if they do teach it in algebra 2. I know I went over these in college algebra as well as pre-calculus, but yeah, I mean, I'm just doing this, because I learned this in college algebra. So maybe you are learning this in college algebra or in algebra if you're taking algebra in high school. So specifically circles, I just want to do circles for this video. I don't want to go too deep into like all the conic sections because I don't want to make this video too long. But a circle, if we kind of define what a circle is basically, so let's see here. So if we define what a circle is, let's go ahead and just kind of make a little graph of like, a little XY plane, right? You want to make a little XY plane, like a little coordinate graph to kind of show, just to show you guys what a circle is. Of course, this would be your y-axis, this would be your x-axis, right? And and then over here, so if we kind of draw a circle right here, right there would be your circle. Now, there's, of course, the center of the circle, and this might not be drawn to scale, of course, because obviously I'm drawing it on notebook paper, but, there's a dashed line. This is called the radius, right? Or radius. And you notice that, if you've taken trigonometry already, or if you learned about the unit circle in trigonometry, you would find that we can kind of make a little right triangle here, right? And like I said, it's not drawn to scale, but I'm just doing my best at drawing. So and this, so basically, if we kind of label the coordinates of this point, we can label them as h, comma, k. Okay, so this coordinate point would be h, so it'd be okay, so it would be h comma k, right? And right here, this area here, this part here that we have this kind of this line here, this dashed line, this would be y minus k units, right? That would be the length of it, actually. And then this would be, and let me kind of color code that, so if we kind of just color code a little bit. And then this would be, this one right here would be x minus h units, right? And the equation of a line, if we do by the Pythagorean theorem, right? So remember that the Pythagorean theorem, if we kind of just draw a right triangle here, right? It's not drawn to scale, but obviously, if we have a side here and then another side here and then right here, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. That's the Pythagorean theorem. Or you can also say c equals the square root of a squared plus b squared. That's another way of writing it. but they're both the same thing. So here, this is how we came up with the equation of a circle, which is x minus h quantities squared plus y minus k quantities squared equals the radius squared, right? Because the radius is the hypotenuse of this right triangle, so it would be kind of like c squared, and then this would be this is your x component, which is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. And you could also write it as r equals the square root of x minus h squared plus y minus k squared. You could write it that way if you really wanted to, just like we did here for the Pythagorean theorem. But that's basically what that's what a circle is. That's how we define the equation of a circle. Now, there are a few problems that, that I do want to go through in this video. And I want to teach you guys how to graph circles. So, like I said, it might be a 30-minute video. I'm not sure how long it's going to be yet, but I just really want to explain, how to actually graph a circle in both standard form and vertex form. Obviously, this is the, oh, I forget what this one is called. I don't know if it's vertex form. I think it is. But this is one example, right? And the other one, so we're just gonna go ahead and dive in. So basically, let's say we have the following, right? We have, let's say, so give me 1 second meanwhile I make up a problem really quick. Okay, so let's say we have this problem here, right? We want to graph x minus 3 quantity squared plus y minus 1 quantity squared equals 16, okay? So, basically, what you would do here, right? You would the first thing you want to do, you want to write down what the standard form is, like when it's of this form with h comma k as the center, right? It's x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, right? And from there, you want to go ahead and say, okay, my h and k, right? Here, if we look at the h part, just the h part, h is 3, so we have h equals 3, right? And then right here, ignoring the negative, right? Because obviously, we're looking at just the k part, the h and the k, right? So then we have k equals 1, right? And so from here, that's equal to r squared, right? And r squared, if we look at 16, right? 16 equals r squared, right? So that means that the radius is going to be 4. It doesn't matter if you put, positive or negative. You can put positive. It just means it's going to be 4, meaning that from the center, you're going to go 4 units right, 4 units up, 4 units left, and 4 units down. You can say r equals plus or minus 4 if it really helps. So basically, you're going to go, once you have that, the center is hk, so you have 3, 1, right? This is your center. You're going to go up 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're going to go down 4 from the center. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're going to go to the right 4, okay? You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. and then you're gonna go to the left 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And then you just go ahead and trace your circle. And obviously, when you're doing this in paper, like, it's not gonna be perfect, and you know, that's okay. You don't have to do it perfectly. It's just like lines. When you do lines, or when you graph a parabola, it's not perfect. Obviously, mine looks close to that. Mine looks a lot better, but of course, in paper, for example, if I were to draw it just the way as it is, you know, it would just be like this. It's not really something that, you know, you need to, like, spend a lot of time drawing perfectly unless you're a perfectionist, but, you know, just as long as it looks as close as it can be, okay? Now, that's how you do it in terms of, like, a, like, in vertex form. We're gonna do one more in vertex form, just so that you guys can understand, like, how this all works, you know? So let me go ahead. So here we have another one, right? And I'm doing this, you know, I'm doing one more of these, like, in this form because, you know, there are some where, you know, we can get tricked. You have to be careful with the signs. So this is a very interesting one because right here where it says x plus 3 squared, right? We want that to be an x minus h squared, not x plus h squared, right? There's a big difference. So x plus 3 squared as x minus h squared, you know, obviously it is not in this form, right? This does not equal, like, it's not in the right form. We want it to be in the right form. When you have a positive anywhere, like if you have, you know, a plus something, you want to make it so that it's a negative, right? So basically you have, this would be x minus the quantity negative 3 quantity squared, right? So then this would be equal to, this would then be equal to x minus h squared, right? H equals negative 3. This is your h right here. If we color code that. And we have a minus h. So there we go. Now we can go ahead and verify what our h value is. Now for our k value, it's y minus 2 squared, which is equal to y minus k squared. And obviously it's already negative, so for this one, I'm sorry guys, if y'all hear, sorry guys, my sister was playing with my dog. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. Okay. I'm sorry about that, guys. Oh my goodness. Okay. Sorry, if y'all heard any background noise, my sister was playing with my dog. She plays with her pretty rough sometimes, so please excuse that. So, as I was saying, so, since we have a y minus 2 squared, right? This would be our k value, right? So we would have k equals 2 as our, you know, as our k value, right? And I can color code this, h equals negative 3. So, then you want to plot those 2 points. So you have negative 3, 2, right? So right here. And the radius, even though it's off the x-axis, Or actually, let me make it 4. Let me make it 4. That way, it won't be off the x-axis. So basically, the radius is equal to 4. Or, sorry, the radius squared equals 4. Oh my goodness, don't get confused. So r squared equals 4, so that means that r is equal to 2, because you take the square root, and then you get r equals plus or minus 2. That means, like, basically, this doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter if you say r equals 2 or equals negative 2. It's gonna be 2 units away. Like, basically, if you look at a circle, and you have the center, you're just... This part is r distance, this part is r distance, this part is r distance, and this part is r distance. It's literally how it works, right? So you want to go ahead and just put how many units. It doesn't matter if it's up, down, left, right. Just do however many units for whatever r equals. So the radius for this one is 2. So we're gonna go 1, 2 right here. So we're gonna plot this part, and then we go up 2 units. So 1, 2. And then we're gonna go left 2 units, 1, 2. And then we're gonna go down 2 units, 1, 2. Right? Now, we can go ahead and trace our circles. So that's kind of how you would do it. That's how it would look if I were to do it on without using the ink to shape thing that's right here. So that's how you would do it in vertex form. That's just another example. Now I know that a lot of people struggle, and I'm not even kidding when I say this, they struggle when it comes to, like, when it comes to doing it in, what is it called? When it comes to doing it with, like, standard form, basically. When you have ax squared plus by squared plus cx plus dy plus f or something like that, you know, and is equal to 0, you know, and obviously it's, you know, it can be kind of hard. For this, you have to know how to complete the square, right? And if you don't know what completing the square, like how to complete the square and stuff, there is an entire, like, if you go on my YouTube channel and you look at the Algebra playlist, there is how to do completing the square. But for this, you know, we're gonna be using that, right? We wanna know, like, how to do that, basically. So give me 1 second meanwhile I look for an example. Okay, I hope I did this right. Let me go ahead and let me just verify that this is the one that I was actually coming up with, because I literally did this, like, from vertex form to standard form. So give me 1 second. Okay, so yes, it is. Okay, perfect. So we want to find the center of this equation. Actually, hold on. I'm joking. I mean, yes, we are gonna have to find the center, but find the center and convert to the I forgot what it was called. I can't remember if it's vertex form or like, I cannot remember what it was called. Like, basically with convert it to this, basically. And find the radius. So there are 3 things we need to do. We need to find the center. Number 2, we need to find the equation in vertex form. Number 3, we need to find the radius, right? So, let me make sure that it's actually... Okay, perfect. Okay. So, so basically here, what we're gonna do is, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna find the center first, okay? So, we have x squared plus y squared minus 6x minus 8y plus 25 equals 9. Now what you're gonna do, and this is where you really have to know how to complete this square. If you don't know how to do that, please go on my YouTube channel and there's a whole video on how to do that. So yeah, I mean, because that's what we're gonna be doing for this. So what you're gonna do is, number 1, subtract 25 on both sides, right? So here we have, so we subtract 25 on both sides. This cancels out. We get x squared plus y squared minus 6x minus 8y equals 9 minus 25, right? Now, you know, basically you simplify it, so simplify. So we have x squared plus y squared minus 6x minus 8y equals, and then 9 minus 25, that's, how much is that? Okay, so, it's negative 16, right? So then, once you do that, and this is where you're really going to have to pay attention, because this part is what a lot of people, I feel like, they don't, remember how to do that. How to do this part, actually. So, okay. You want to complete the square. This is what I mean when I say that. X squared plus, or minus 6x, right? Minus 6x plus something plus y squared minus 8y plus something is going to equal to negative 16 plus something, okay? I like to say it as C1 and C2, just so that, you know, kind of like this, but I mean, you can just do the blank portion. You don't have to put C1 and C2. What I mean by that, what these stand for, that's just another number so that we can complete the square, okay? If we are asked to, so number 3, complete the square, oops, complete the square for x and y, right? So, here, x squared minus 6x plus something will be equal to x minus something quantity squared. If we say, like, Basically, the c portion, if you look at ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to b over 2 quantity squared. That is what it's equal to. So we're going to use that formula we have, that our c value, our missing c value, c1, will equal to negative 6 divided by 2 quantity squared. So then that'll be negative 3 quantity squared. So then that's going to be equal to 9, right? So then we would put a 9 right here. And let me actually color code this so that we can understand, so y'all can understand what I'm doing, right? So then this is going to be equal to, and then we factor this. If you factor this, it's going to be a perfect square, meaning that there's going to be like a x minus something squared, right? That's what a perfect square is. It's a perfect square trinomial. So if we factor this, we have 1 times 9 right here, and then we do negative 6. So we have negative 3 and negative 3. So then we have x minus 3 times x minus 3, right? So then it's going to be equal to x minus 3 quantity squared. Similarly, with the y portion, we have y squared minus 8y plus a c2, right? And we want to complete the square. We want to know what c2 is, right? c2 is going to equal to b over 2 quantity squared. Again, this is ay squared plus by plus c, right? We want to complete the square so that it's a trinomial, a perfect square trinomial, right? So we're going to do b equals negative 8, right? So we're going to say c2 equals the quantity negative 8 over 2 quantity squared, right? So then we have c2 equals negative 4 quantity squared. c2 equals 16. So then we have y squared minus 8y plus 16. So then that'll be equal to, and if we factor, this is 16. 1 times 16 is 16. Our middle term is negative 8. Two numbers that multiply to 16 and add to negative 8 are negative 4 and negative 4. So then we have that this is equal to y minus 4 times y minus 4. And this equals y minus 4 quantity squared. So what does that tell us? Well, basically, x squared. So basically now we have x squared minus 6x plus 9 plus y squared minus 8y, and then our c2 was what? 16 plus 16 equals negative 16 plus the first value that we found, which was c1, plus 9 plus c2, which was 16. So now, and then we also factored them, right? We said that x squared minus 6x plus 9 is x minus 3 squared. So this right here, if we color code, we get x minus 6 quantity squared, and then plus, and then this one over here, right? Oh gosh. Okay. This one over here will be y minus 4 quantity squared. And then we just add these three, right? This is equal to negative 16 plus 16 is 0, and then plus 9 is 9. So then we have x minus 6 quantity squared plus y minus 4 quantity squared equals 9. Now, notice that this is equal to x minus 6 quantity squared plus y minus 4 quantity squared equals r squared. So that means r squared equals 9. Take the square root, and you get that your radius is 3. I mean, I would always put the positive number for this, because the radius, if you, as a length, in real life, you don't have a negative measurement. So I would put it as the positive. Now, in terms of like, I don't think it really matters when it comes to, I mean, I don't know, it depends on your professor or your teacher, but, you know, I mean, I would just put r equals 3, or r equals the positive number, positive radius. So, for this one, so now we have our equation in vertex form, right? Our center, if we look here, this is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. H equals 6, right? K equals 4. And r equals 3, right? Just like we said over here, r equals 3. So then our equation in vertex form would be x minus 6 squared plus y minus 4 squared equals 3 squared, right? Or you can also say x minus h squared, or x minus 6 squared plus y minus 4 squared equals 9. This is also the same thing. So yeah, and our center is 6, 4. So our center, this is what our center would be, is h, k. 6, 4, right? So yeah, so that is how you would graph, and that's how you do what is it called? That is how you do circles, basically. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. This is where I'm gonna stop the video, by the way, but like I said, if anybody has any questions, please let me know. And I will see you guys in the next video. In the next video, I'm gonna see what we're gonna do next. I think I might do ellipses and hyperbolas, even though those aren't my favorite. But we'll see. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.